Hello, Indiana. My name is Aiden, the best anchor on the best show, Landscape Leaks. Today, we have a very special show, and we will be learning about the geography of the periphery country, Egypt. The country of Egypt is mostly barren wasteland in the northeastern part of Africa that depends on the Suez Canal to make its income for its people. Almost every one of Egypt's people are Egyptians, 95% in fact, with the 5% being the main minority groups in Egypt, the Nubians, whose sum is about 200,000, the Bahaya 2,000 to 3,000, and Jews, fewer than 30. However, other minorities include Shia, Jews, Sufi Muslims, Jehovah's Witnesses, and more. Egypt has even had a lot of involvements in wars and battles in its surrounding areas, with its Suez Canal gaining access to the canal from the United Kingdom, Israel, and France. Egypt has had other conflicts with Israel in the past, including the Six-Day War. In the Six-Day War, Egypt agreed to a ceasefire with Jordan after losing air supremacy to Israel, as with battling with a neighbor, Syria, and still, they all lost. The three countries had to give up the Gaza Strip and the Sinai Peninsula from Egypt, the West Bank including East Jerusalem from Jordan, and the Golan Heights in Syria. Egypt had another conflict with the Israelis called the War of Atrian, and it involved getting the Sinai Peninsula back from them.
Hold up a minute, Aiden. You're missing some key information about the Egyptians themselves, like their religion and globalization and how it got into Egypt. Islam was first introduced into the country by the Arab invasion. The Sunni overpower the Shia 99% to 1% in the population, and 7% of their population is Christian, 95% of that being Coptic Orthodox. Egypt is also not the safest when it comes to religious violence. There has been an increased amount in the recent years between Christians and Muslims. There have been several accidents between Christians and Muslims as well. To name one, in 2000, there was an incident between a Coptic worker and a Muslim customer that resulted in 21 deaths. There are also terrorist groups located in countries such as ISIS, which causes a lot of danger to the country as well. That's enough about war and conflict. Now let's talk about something a little bit more friendly. Egypt has been trying to grow their economy lately to include more international exports and imports, and how after the economy was at an all-time low, the government reformed it to an industrial-based economy in 2004.
Wow, that's a lot about the country of Egypt. Thank you, Grace, for sharing that awesome information with us. However, we are not done yet, as we have a first-hand account in Egypt who's going to share a bit more about his beloved country.
Thank you, Aiden. Well, Egypt hasn't been looking the greatest as of recently, with laws such as segregation based on gender and women being required to practice veiling to hide their faces. And shockingly, over half of the population supports it. Women were given the right to vote fairly recently in 1956, but still inequality against women is prevalent here. Additionally, women only run 18% of the companies in Egypt. Not only that, but only 75% women are literate compared to the 86% of males, and only 23% are employed in Egypt, which is less than the world average, which is around 47%. On the other hand, Egypt is a developing nation and many women are realizing their rights, and the situation is improving there over time. The adolescent fertility rate has gone down from the previous year, which shows that less births are taking place, which further results in a lower CBR, because one reason is that more women are becoming aware of their rights, and it shows that women are entering the workforce over time. The maternal mortality ratio is significantly lower in Egypt from last year than the world average, which shows that good healthcare and nutrition is available for women here. There are also reservations for women in local councils and the parliament. Moving on, literary Arabic is the official language of Egypt, which is used in official documents, whereas Egyptian Arabic is the most widely spoken language. Around 99% of the population speaks it. Additionally, due to foreign influence and globalization, English and French are also widely spoken here. I'm Aman, speaking live from Egypt, and now, back to you, Aiden.
Thank you, Aman. I didn't know how segregated your country was, but also that situation is improving over time for women. Anyways, thank you everybody for tuning into our show today, and we hope you learned something.